Hello everybody, welcome back to Rain and Pours. I'm Mitch, and if you saw my last video, you would have seen me pour this beautiful color combination. However, I'm not quite happy with it. Everything's a little bit too thin. The pillow paint's a little bit too thin, so I know that all of these cells are going to melt. So this color combination is inspired by Louise McKay's recent coaster video. Looks fantastic. She's done a brilliant job, and I really wanted to emulate that color combination or something similar. So I'm still in Lisa Marvin's art studio here in Canada, in Toronto. It's a couple of days before I go home, so I'm just playing around with some paint. And I've found a thicker white paint. It's just a Sherwin-Williams color to go. The paints here are really thin. It's so strange using different paints, but I'm gonna give it my best shot. And we're gonna see if this one works better. So this one is just plain Sherwin-Williams white. It doesn't have any color tints added to it. So we'll see if this gives me the result that I am after. I need someone to put the paint. Alrighty, so color combination I'm going to use is in the same as the last video. And I didn't mention before that if you wanted to buy any of the piggies that I'm using or any of the mixing spoons, you can get those at fluid-art.co. And if you want to learn how to do this technique, follow my channel, follow Lisa's channel, and head to sheleeart.com.au to purchase the online e-course and get access to the members group. Everybody in there talks about blooms and different recipes and techniques and the changing paints and everything, so it's really cool if you want to learn this technique more in depth. So colors I'm using are This Little Piggy Sea Glass, Amsterdam Sky Blue. This one looks like a cobalt teal or a cobalt turquoise. I didn't mix them, Lisa had them mixed up already, so I'm just going with what I've got. I'm going to go with Graphite Grey, I believe it's Tri-Art. The paints are a little bit thicker. This one is This Little Piggy Constellation, and this one is a dark bluey purple. It almost looks like Matisse Indigo mixed with a dioxazine violet. It's really dark. Could also be Payne's Grey in there, I'm not too sure. Then for cell activators, I'm going to put down Holbein Gold, Iridescent Royal Gold, and Amsterdam Payne's Grey. Give it a blowout and see what we get. Okay, so a really weird blowout. It's really hard to blow this out when your pillow is too thin, because your paints, if they're too thick, they just slide straight across the top of the pillow, and you don't get the look that you're after. But plenty of really cool, small, tight cells. So I'm gonna spin this one out, see what we end up with, see if it's a better result than what we had. Just moving the paint around a little bit to redistribute that bloom. There is quite a bit of paint on here to spin off. So what you're looking for when you're tilting your painting as well is to make sure that the center isn't moving. That's how you know when you've spun off enough paint. So I don't cover myself in paint, I'm just gonna scrape off all of the excess. Alright, what are you thinking so far, guys? Have you enjoyed the videos I've been posting while I've been here in Canada? I've definitely enjoyed my time. Here I am saying I don't want to get any paint on my shoes and letting paint all over them. Lucky it comes off quite easily. Alright. It's still not what I'm after. Still not the right distribution of colours. So what I may try is thinning these down to match the pillow and going for more of a watercolour style blue. So there you can see everything that's happening there, but I can already see that the cells are starting to go a little wonky, and there's still a bit of paint left in the middle, so I'm just going to give that a really good spin to fling off any extra. Alright, so that's attempt number 2. That's on a white pillow. Definitely got more of the look that I wanted in the middle with those sparkly piggies. But I'm going to thin everything down. I'll be right back, and let's try a watercolor style bloom with this one instead. Okay, so I have thinned down the colors quite substantially, and we're going to go for more of a watercolor style. So just pouring on some more pillow straight over the top of this. And I'm actually going to put less pillow because when this stretches out, I want to keep some negative space, and it's super hard to do that on smaller pieces, but we're going to give it a go. And because we already have some paint down, it's going to flow a lot easier. So the trick with watercolor blooms is much less paint and really thin paint. So tiny amount of paint, teeny amount. So that was Sea Glass from This Little Piggy. This one is Sky Blue from Amsterdam. The Cobalt Teal or Cobalt Turquoise, whatever this color was. And you can see how much less paint I'm putting. Normally I would cover 1/3 of the surface with paint. I'm doing a minuscule amount. Constellation. Graphite Grey. And our blue. So the goal with this, when you blow it out, is you want to see nice leafy petals. This time I'm just going to use Graphite Payne's Grey as the cell activator. Again, tiny amount. Let's go for a gentle blow, and we're going to see if we can get some petals. All right, nice tiny blow there. It's really hard when you're used to blowing things out big. Just wanted to expand that blue out a little bit more. Okay, let's give her a spin and see what we get. See if we can maintain some negative space. So trying to get the paint to expand where you want and not expand laterally is really difficult. So we're gonna have to move this around a little bit to try and keep our center, like our shape round. So by manipulating which direction we spin and tilt our bloom to, we can manipulate the shape of that bloom. So moving it to one side on the spinner will move all of the paint weight that way. But in this case, I actually think I want it all to go off the edge, off this edge, and I want to keep whatever I've got going on at the top there. So now I'm going to tilt to bring the design down. And with this technique, you're looking for nice thin petals and layers and the color to be nice and see-through. And you're expecting wonky cells. You're not doing this technique to keep the cells. So if you do keep them, brilliant. If not, that's perfectly fine. That's not what you're after. I'm just playing with the composition by rotating, tilting, moving the spinner off to one side until I get something that I like. And when you are moving your piece off center, make sure that you are careful that you don't spin too hard, otherwise it will go flying. Been there, done that more than once. And that's looking pretty cool. All right, I'm gonna give it a big spin to get a lot of that paint off. And not moving anymore, and I think that one is done. What do you think, guys? I'm not, it's not what I'm going for. I just can't seem to get it right here. I'm gonna give this another go when I get back home and see if I can replicate Louise's color combination, but I've done a couple of them here. I just can't seem to get it to work with these paints. So I'll give it a go at home, see if I can get it to work with my ones back in Australia. But yeah, let me know what you think. This is the watercolor style bloom, so I can already see the cells starting to melt. But if you like what I'm doing, don't forget to like and thumbs up, subscribe. Follow Lisa Marvin Art, follow Louise McKay Art on YouTube as well. Show them some love, and I will see you in the next video. Bye.